I got one. Look how that fish ate that. Look at that. Wow. That's awesome. Let's see if I can get that out. Just like that. There's that fish. That's awesome fish, guys. Let's get a release on it. There it goes. Awesome. Alright guys, how I caught that fish is I was just casting kind of at that shaded area where those rocks are and just working it this way, and all of a sudden I felt something on it and I wasn't quite sure what it was, so I just kind of pulled on it and there was a bass on there. So that was a pretty cool experience, and I'll try that out again. Remember that? I was just casting pretty much just like that and just working the jig along this edge here, so hopefully I can catch some more. Alright everybody, I had a little bit of change of plans. I decided to come over here to this pond. I'm sure you've seen me at this pond at some of my other videos, but I kind of just want to test out the shaky head rig here and just kind of throw around a jig and just see what I can catch over here. Caught one. Awesome. My first cast, I caught this. Look at that fish. That's awesome. Get a release on it. Sweet. See if you can catch some more like that. There's one. Oh, I just popped out of his mouth. Man. There's one. Feels like a really good one. Stuck in some moss. There's a frog. There's a nice one, guys. There's that fish, guys. Caught it on the jig. Put a release on it. There he goes. Alright guys, I'm going to move down here a little bit. I'm going to see if I can catch anything on the shaky head. I've had some pretty good luck on the jig, probably because I think these bass are feeding on like crawfish. But I'm wanting to do a little bit more with the shaky head rig just because I haven't really ever fished with it very much, but that's what that looks like. So I'm going to see if I can catch anything on it. Oh, there's one on there. There we go. Caught on the shaky head rig. There's that fish. That's awesome. Put that back in the water. There it goes. There's one on there. There's one. Feels like a good one. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck in a bunch of moss. There's one. Here he comes. Sweet. There's that fish. This fish has been eating a lot. Look at that belly on that thing. Looks like a good, healthy fish. Let's put it back into the water. Catch some more. There's one. I almost thought there'd be one there. That's awesome. There's that fish, guys. Alright guys, how I caught that fish, I caught him right along this little moss edge, and it was right along the edge of that moss, and I just pitched this little jig in there, and I saw him pick it up, and I set the hook and I got him in, so that's pretty cool. Alright guys, I'm going to try that same tactic out. I'm going to try to pitch at the very edge of that. There's a little curve around that edge, and I'm going to see if I can throw this jig right along there and hopefully pick one up right there. Awesome. That's cool. There's that fish I just caught right on the edge of that circle like I was telling you guys. There's one. There's that fish, guys. There's that fish. I caught this fish as I was just working right along this moss edge, and I figured that's where they would be, because that's where all those other fish that I caught was at. So I'm gonna put a release on this bass because it seems like it wants to get back into the water, so see if we can catch some more like that. All right guys, I'm gonna try a different tactic. I can see where this tree is kind of coming out into the water, and I assume that some of the bass are just waiting inside of there. So I'm gonna pitch this jig right up in there and just see if one will bite. There's one. There's a nice one. There's that fish. That's awesome. I just was throwing it right against those trees, and I was working it on the way back, and he picked it up, so that's cool. Alright guys, I'm on the other side of the pond here, where I was kind of casting into this tree. I'm wondering if I take the shaky head and I throw it kind of right along this edge over here where I was trying to cast. Maybe they'll pick it up. Yep. There's one. I think it's a crappie. Nope, small little bass. Still pretty cool, guys. There's that fish. Put him back in the water. Caught it on the shaky head. Alright everybody, I had a good time fishing at this couple ponds, and then at the beginning of the video I fished at a lake. I had a good time, caught some nice fish. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it just like I did. I got to test out new fishing tactics like the shaky head rig, which is basically just a jig head with a screw, and you screw it into the head here, and then you Texas rig the worm or the fluke, whatever you put on there, and you work it on the bottom. I just used I think it was a 12-inch or a 10-inch worm, and it seemed to work pretty good for me. But at these two ponds and at the other lake, they seem to really be biting on this jig head here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more content like this, you can click on the subscribe button up here, or if you want to see another video that I've made before, you can click on the box up here. So hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. Alright everybody, I just was walking back and I've caught this smallmouth. Look at that. I mean, it looks like it's been kind of battered, but I saw it right in the water right there. You see all that cloudy water, and I just pitched it in there and the bass just picked it right up. So that's pretty cool, guys. Wow, that's awesome.